Hi, and welcome to week 3 of the Body One Golf Fitness Program. Again, I'm Todd Rech, physical therapist with Body One Physical Therapy. I'm joined here with Dr. Zaudtke. He's going to be helping me demonstrate a few exercises today. And our other partner is Dr. Ryan Tapp, who also is involved in the program. So, last week I talked about the setup with the golf swing, and we talked about the athletic posture, which is, again, just to quickly review, knees bent, just a hinge at the hips, back neutral, arms by your side, and that kind of gets you ready for the golf swing, the athletic event of the golf swing. Today I want to talk about what happens after that, the movement, and how we need to sort of dissociate between movement of our pelvis, our spine, and our hips. All those things move to some extent in the golf swing, and it's hard though for some people to move certain parts of their bodies. Sometimes it's real easy to move at your back, but not so much at your hips. Some people move better at their hips, not so much at their back. So I'm going to show you 3 exercises today that you can work on to try to learn sort of how to move those different parts of your body. Some may be easy for you, and some may be really difficult. So, Matt, if you want to start, what I'm going to have you do is just get into the athletic, or the starting golf position, the setup. And if you notice, Matt looks good. He's got his knees bent. He's got nice neutral curve in his back. I'm going to have Matt practice moving his pelvis. So what we mean by that is just rolling your pelvis up and rolling your pelvis forward. So it's rolling it back, rolling it forward. If you watch Matt there, that is all pelvic motion. So his pelvis bone is just moving back, moving forward, moving back, moving forward. That's kind of tricky to do. I think a lot of you will have a little trouble doing that. So you might want to look in a mirror while you're doing it to see if it's actually working. Usually a lot of times people will try to move their pelvis and they'll round their back out, or they'll maybe start moving their knees and legs a little bit. So that is an exercise that I'd recommend each of you try. And if it's hard to do, just practice that. Just get into that position and practice rolling forward, rolling back, rolling forward, rolling back. The next one I want to show you is for the hips. So the hips, okay, we'll go to the spine next. So this exercise is going to try to create movement in the back more, and we're going to try to keep the pelvis and the hips stable. So with this one, Matt's going to rotate back and then rotate forward. Rotate back, rotate forward. And if you notice in his pelvis here, that's not moving at all. So now the pelvis is stable, his legs are stable. This is good for getting that good turn of the shoulders. A lot of times people are tight in their lower and mid back, and we don't have a good turn in the golf swing. This is a good way to dissociate that movement of rotating the trunk without things going on in the bottom, okay? So that's another one I would try to just practice a little bit in the golf setup position. The last one I'm going to show you is a hamstring stretch, and the hamstring is a large muscle in the hip that a lot of times keeps the hip from moving properly. Let's grab that chair. Thanks, Matt. And so Matt's going to stand and just put his leg up on the chair. And notice as he stands, he's going to stand pretty nice and tall, and as he leans forward, the bend is just at the hip joint, his legs straight. He's not bending his back, he's not reaching for his toes like so many people do when we stretch hamstrings. He's just moving the ball socket of the hip joint. So he's now stretching his hamstring, which will allow for better motion at the hip joint. Again, his pelvis is neutral, his back is neutral, so now we're moving the hip without the pelvis and the back moving. So 3 exercises: hamstring stretch to get the hip moving, the pelvis nutations to get the pelvis, the ilium moving, and then the rotation stretch to get the mid back and low back moving. I would recommend doing about 10 of those if you can for the rotations, 10 for the pelvis, and then for the hamstring stretch you want to hold that for about a minute and just let that muscle stretch out, then bring your leg down, stretch the other side, maybe do that 2 to 3 times on each leg. None of the exercises should cause any pain. You should just feel some pulling, some stretching, and feel some different movement. If you do have any pain, discontinue the exercise. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us at one of the clinics or at bodyOnePT.com, and we'd be happy to answer that. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Hi, this is Matt Zaudtke, physical therapist at Body One. I want to thank everybody for tuning into our video series on golf. And I also just want to educate everybody and let them know that we're going to do what's called a Wellness Wednesday screening on June 30th. So this screen is going to give people the opportunity to come in to one of our 3 clinics and see Todd, Ryan, or myself for a 15-minute screen to discuss anything they'd like to discuss about with their golf movement, and we'll also take them through a short screen to give them a little bit of an idea of what we offer. So I would encourage you to call one of our clinics and also look at your email. We'll be sending out an email blast. So please sign up for that and keep watching our videos. Thank you.